that's why I admire the writers so much, because the writers come and they're like, here's this beautiful gift. Aren't you lucky? Yeah, sure. Because I don't know, of the stuff that's already there. People are like, don't you want to do Streetcar? And I'm like, no. Don't you want to do this? Or
That's kind of amazing, though, for an actor. I mean, it's kind of zen. It's just, you're just kind of standing there open to the universe. Like, you have to be. Like, because you can't.
Oh, come on. Like this Superman thing.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's like, it just came out of nowhere. I was like, I'm talking to my aunt. She's like, how about Superman? I'm like, what? Like the idea that I would ever be in Superman. I'm like, are you serious? He's like, yeah. The guy really wants. It's like, you should go meet him. So I go meet him, and he's seriously sitting there, and he's telling me, he's like, you can't read the script, so I'm just going to tell you what happens. And he spends like a half hour telling me every scene in this. And then he said it's home in Pasadena, and I'm looking out, there's like the Rose Bowl over there, and there's little hummingbirds flying around. I'm like, I'm on acid. This is a strange thing. And then like a month later, it's like, okay, you're General Zod. And I'm like,
have you even, I'm just dying to know, have you even seen the original Superman?
Yeah. And I've seen the one with Zod, with Terrence Stamp.
Yeah.
Zod, yeah.
Okay. I was just curious. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I can't imagine you at home watching Superman. But
I actually think, I think they're great. Christopher Reeve was great. That was a great performance. That's a hard part, Superman.
It's a very hard part.
I don't know.
That's why they keep recasting it.
Yeah. I think this guy will be all right.
Yeah.
I read with him.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I had to read with him. Yeah, I went out there and read with him.
Wow. And that was Zack Snyder you were meeting with?
Yeah, I met with Zack Snyder. First time I just went out and met with him. And then a week later, they said, well, you have to come back because they want to see if you and Superman have chemistry. The studio wants to see if you and Superman. So it was basically, it was a situation where Zach's like, I want him, and the studio's like, no, he has to audition. Yeah. So they disguised it under the veil of chemistry.
Did you do a screen test? Like, did they have cameras there?
Well, it was like in a little room, like a little office room there, with the little video camera, and the air conditioning was really loud, and we didn't have any microphones. The only microphone was in the camera, and they were like, are they going to hear this? I'm like, well, let's turn the AC off. So we spent like 15 minutes trying to turn the AC off, and nobody could find it. And then they were like, well, it doesn't turn off. It runs all the time, even when no one's here. And I'm like, okay, well, let's jump into the scene then. Like they would do it different ways. Like they'd be like, okay, the first time we do it, we're just gonna be on you. So Henry, you sit over here, and then Zach was like, okay, let's do it where you're both profile and you're facing each other, like we were on the $60,000 pyramid or something. And it was like, okay, let's do it where you're standing up. Let's do it where you're rolling around on the floor.
Did he give you direction?
Yeah, he was like, can you do one time, start the scene where you're a little bit nicer. Like, kind of friendly.
That's the most genius thing I've heard all day. Yeah. Okay. I think we're about ready to wrap up. One more. Sure. Okay. I'm sorry, you asked one. There's someone